Hi everyone, my name is Andrew Hyder. I go by Hack Your City, and I've got a link up here to this little deck because I have a ton of links and examples and data sets that I've got linked to through here. And I'm not going to be around all night, so if you just want to write down that link, you'll be able to go and find everything afterwards. Code for America is a 5-year-old nonprofit. We're just down the street. We work with local governments all across the country to help bring all the skills that you guys have, design, coding, research, all of that stuff to local government into delivering social services. This picture that I've got right here is from Oakland a couple years back. It's on a hot, sunny summer day, and a bunch of people are having an event just sort of like this, but they're all here for one reason. They're volunteering to work on this thing. This is Oakland's website. It is www.oaklandnet.com. You could, it doesn't even take up the whole screen. I don't know. It's got a lot of problems, right? But the main thing that they were actually working on isn't just the design of it. All that stuff is that it's really hard to find anything on this site. But one of the volunteers that was there that day had access to the search history from that search bar that's up at the top. And a bunch of other people who were not coders at all, no designers, no coders, they were just Oakland residents, took the most commonly asked questions and wrote them up on big Post-it notes and volunteered to just write the answers to those searches in plain language. And they built a site called this, Oakland Answers. And so they were what we'd call civic hacking. If you notice the definition of civic hacking we've got up here doesn't include code anywhere. It's anybody can participate in this type of activity. And I just want to show you a bunch of links and a bunch of examples of civic hacking. Is that okay for spend my time doing that? All right. Open Oakland is the group that threw this event. They don't just do it one time a week or one time a year either. They actually meet every single Tuesday in City Hall at 6:30. So if anybody's from Oakland, you can go there. And Open Oakland is part of what we call the Brigade Network, this volunteer network. And we have about 120 of these groups all across the country and the world that do this type of work. So if you're interested at all, there's one everywhere. We got Open Oakland Tuesdays, Code for San Francisco Wednesday nights, Code for San Jose, Code for Sacramento, just anybody that gets interested in any of this stuff. There's so many opportunities to get involved. It's pretty big and widespread. I just put this in here because I just got it. We've got 2,000 something brigade projects being built, just a ton of people in it. It's a pretty big movement, these people volunteering all the time to work on civic issues with technology. Dana asked me to collect some examples about San Francisco and the Bay Area and what would be useful for y'all. So I wanted to call out that the datasf.org has built a special housing portal. So they've gathered all of their housing data and tried to present it in a way that's useful. So you guys can find it all right on here. Got the anti-eviction map on here and some code for San Francisco projects called San Francisco in Progress, just as a first experiment on what is being built, what's in the pipeline, just trying to churn on some of this housing data and seeing what's available. A whole bunch of other data here. This picture is from the U.S. Open Data Census, where we've asked all of these volunteer groups in all the cities across the country to sort of rank the quality of this data of a couple important data sets. So if you're looking for, say, certain data sets to say zoning data across lots and lots of cities, this is a really good place to go and find all the high quality ones for lots of cities. Again, here's where you can find the San Francisco's data portal, Oakland's data portal. Open Oakland's got their own data portal just because they're overambitious. And the last one is something I just found where all the universities across the country, or across the world, have pooled all of their data. And it's a nice portal to go and find lots of their geo stuff. So if you need anything about properties, any of that stuff, you can go find it. Here's an example of something Open Oakland built. The mayor loves this one and is always showing it off to everybody, but they put some of their budget data online, and these volunteers at Open Oakland were able to make some interesting experiments and visualizations into it, right? Same with this thing where there's this problem in the Bay about a big earthquake is coming, and a bunch of the buildings out here are not quite retrofitted or not quite built for it. There's this problem called soft story, where the first level is most likely to collapse. And so these volunteers help to actually map it out and help the city start to deal with this big problem. They're also doing this really cool thing that they're calling the Civic User Testing Group, where everything that they build, as well as the services that the city is trying to build, they gather a bunch of people to actually test all of those services and applications, because if it doesn't work for everybody, then it doesn't work at all. So that it's a real organized thing. It's cool. This is one from San Francisco where you can text message in your location. It's actually a bus stop, and it'll tell you where the closest open and available computer with internet access is to help find people get access to the internet. I've just got tons of more examples here. This deck is going to be the place to go and find them all. I threw like 30 examples in here, and I don't have time to show you for it. But just lots of cool stuff from people churning on all different types of civic issues, from housing to transportation to public health to safety and justice. All of this data is out there, and there's so many interesting examples that you guys can try and build. This one is cool. The Chicago Health Department put out everything that they had and sort of their best guess about how they find dirty restaurants. And they put it out to the group, and the volunteer group was able to increase when they find dirty restaurants by 7 days, just by clear data science and a lot of different techniques. Lots of stuff in here. Please come check it out. In closing, if you guys are interested in civic hacking, we've tried to make a bunch of really easy ways for you to get involved. You saw I had like 2,000 something projects from all these groups across. We've got all their GitHub issues. And at this link, you can find all the GitHub issues that say help wanted from all of those projects. And here's how you can find the local volunteer group in your neighborhood. And so to those about to hack, I salute you.